Now we turn to election politics. The Republican presidential field is growing with some notable names joining the race. On Wednesday, we expect Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to announce the start of his campaign. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott filed his campaign paperwork on Friday and will appear at a kickoff rally today in North Charleston. Robert Costa is there with more on the primary campaign. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Nate. The Republican presidential race, it's entering a new phase, an expanding field as those debates loom on the horizon. The latest entry, Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, who's positioning himself as a consistent conservative who has deep ties to the evangelical Christian community.
Can I get an amen?
Senator Tim Scott has been testing the presidential waters for weeks in the early primary states.
We have to start teaching the necessity of individual responsibility.
Now his campaign has bought nearly $6 million in ads to air in Iowa and New Hampshire as he returns as a candidate in the coming days. Scott has shown little eagerness to take on Donald Trump directly, explaining to CBS News last month his take on the race.
I see that America is starving for positive, optimistic leadership. I want to provide that alternative.
But recent CBS News polling shows likely GOP primary voters are looking for a candidate who digs into the culture wars and makes liberals angry. That same poll shows Scott with just 1% support, while former President Trump leads overwhelmingly. And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis comes in second with 22%. DeSantis is expected to officially join the race this week after recent events outside of Florida where he pushed his conservative agenda and kissed babies in New Hampshire. A DeSantis ally tells CBS News the governor privately told his biggest donors last week that he is the only Republican who can win a general election, his latest shot at Trump's electability.
I think the party has developed a culture of losing. I think that there's not accountability.
But former President Trump and his top advisors remain increasingly confident.
Donald Trump.
Following a CNN town hall earlier this month, which they believe solidified his standing.
Let's just win it again and straighten out our country.
And most Republican House members from Florida have already endorsed Trump over DeSantis.
To me, it's not really about Donald Trump versus Ron DeSantis. It's about what America needs. We need somebody who can step in day one, look at Vladimir Putin, look at Xi Jinping and say, okay, enough. I'm back.
On the endorsement front, Senator John Thune of South Dakota, the Senate's #2 Republican, is throwing his support behind Senator Scott and will be here in North Charleston this morning. Sources tell us that Senator Scott and others are getting into the race now because they want to make sure they have enough time to build support before that first debate in August. Tony.
All right, Bob, that John Thune endorsement is something. Civility, though, I don't know if the base of the Republican Party wants it. That poll was interesting. They're looking for a candidate that makes the other side angry. Notable stuff there. Appreciate it. I know you'll have much more on it.